Hello everyone, and welcome to the class for transportation engineering. I am Professor Kakade, and we are learning unit number 3, which is traffic engineering and control. Okay, so traffic engineering itself, the finding out the solution to the traffic problem. Okay, it is a branch of science, transportation engineering, in which the uh, finding out the solution to the traffic problem, and finding out the problem related to the traffic is the main part. Okay, and control is the solution in which we avoid the accidents, avoid the traffic jam conditions, so that we could control that things on basis of a different aspect or a different solution to be provided on the road, or the traffic solution. Okay, so that controlling these things in the sense of it means that we have to be sure that this it will provide some kind of relief to the traffic. Okay, why we are providing all this thing, why we are doing this, to make the traffic safe. Whatever the transportation is there should be safe, efficient and economical also, so that it must to be provide that. And these things are helping to the nation build up. Okay, so consider one thing is that if the regular need or the basic needs, okay, things and goods, like consider like grams or grocery substances or clothes or medical goods, which are must be provide fast. If it does not provide fast, or there is a deficiency of these things in major cities due to the transportation, it will represent the poor traffic condition. Okay, so the maximum reachability to every situation and in a minimum time, it is important. Okay, it is a sign of a developed country, so that it is important to plan proper traffic planning should be there to avoid that kind of the delays. Okay, so during that delays, consider one thing, it is like decomposable matters, or the matters which could be damaged during, or sorry, we could not say damage, but not become edible, like food products or all the things. If we are trying to travel, okay, um, decomposable matter like vegetables and all the things, or food items which could decompose during, or will not be eatable after 1 or 2 days. And during that, if you are intended to transport it in a half day or 1 day, and there are traffic jam condition or some conditions like that, even so that it will not provide, if it's stuck in a traffic, that transportation system is stuck in a traffic or making a problem, in that situation it will be problematic, and the matter will be decomposed, and no one, the uh, what loss will be huge. Okay, the road marking are the solutions we are discussing about the traffic control devices. So the traffic, if the traffic is disciplinary, okay, in proper ways, or following the all the rules which should represent to them, will be grateful, and there will not any kind of the traffic jam or problematic condition. Okay, so that we must to provide that disciplinary rules, so that traffic should not be interrupted. Okay, in that sense, there are control devices, and the different aspect they provide different ways to smooth traffic flow. Okay, in which the first one is the traffic sign. Okay, traffic sign is the major part, which is the symbolic representation of the whatever the instruction authorities wanted to provide to the road user will be provided in a simple way. Okay, this is a traffic sign. Some traffic sign are regulatory, which is mandatory, some are warning or cautionary, and third one is the informatory. So that signs must be followed. Okay, that sign are very important in the sense of the for the safety of yourself or others, or for the conveniency, or for the smooth traveling time. Okay, so these are the main traffic marking. So these are the traffic sign. And the second part of the traffic controlling devices is the traffic marking. Okay, so traffic marking is the what we can say, the pattern, line or symbol which painted on the road surface or carriageway or adjacent to the carriageway for regulating the traffic, or to provide some information regarding the traffic will be will so that the traffic markings provide a direction or a limitation to the vehicle which is traveling on that surface. Okay, so if we properly follow that symbols of marking, it will be easy to all the vehicle and vehicle uh, which are crossing. So that markings are important. So the road marking, so we will see the definition. The road markings are defined as lines, patterns, words or other devices except signs. Okay, to set into a applied or attached to the carriageway or curb or to object within or adjacent to the carriageway. So it all the things or markings, all marking is very much related to the carriageway itself. It is not provide markings are not provide far away from the carriageway. It is adjacent to or on the surface. Okay, so that for controlling, okay, for controlling first of all, or warning, guiding and information to the users. So that for controlling, it means to for the safety of others. Okay, if something is not under the control, it means that it is for harmful for any other person. Warning, it means that, okay, warning in the sense of providing information to the driver for safety of itself, so that he will take necessary action regarding guiding. Okay, for guiding purpose, if someone is don't know that he is violating the rules, in that sense we must to guide them and information the user, so that it will provide safe, efficient, smooth flow of traffic. Okay, the markings are as severe as a psychological barrier. Okay, and signify the delineation of the traffic path. Okay, so here they are saying that the marking provide a psychological pressure to the driver for the signify, okay, to improve the or important of a proper and smooth traffic path, to avoid to violate the traffic path. If someone is restricted to consider that if someone is restricted to drive a car in another lane or drive a car on a footpath or anywhere, so it will be restricted by some kind of the what we can say marking. Okay, so there are marking if he is knowingly or unknowingly, okay, violating the rules or going to that restricted area, the marking will again and again provide a sign that he must to be stopped. Okay, so that marking are provide psychological pressure or psychological barrier. It's lateral clearance from the traffic hazards for the safe movement of traffic. Okay, so the clearance which some clearance by the margin will be provided so that the avoid the hazard for the safe movement of traffic, avoid the hazard to the safe movement of traffic. They are made by using in contrast in color and brightness on the pavement or the background. Wherever I told you that on the footpath, on the curb, on the shoulder, on the road surface, on the divider, wherever the colors are provided which are contrast, it means that if it is a day or a night, kind of the colors will be visible. Okay, so that the visibility is must to be maximum. It should not be go out of its sight. These are the major what is meant by traffic and what is the major purpose or significance of the traffic margin. Okay, next is the traffic marking. Which are the traffic markings which provided for the traffic control. Okay, so here are the four type of traffic marking, which is first one is the curb marking, carriageway marking, object marking, reflector marking. Okay, so curb marking itself, curb is the portion lifted above which is adjacent to the or edge of the carriageway. So at the curve, everyone see that the black and white or yellow and black was painted near it. So to avoid the collusion or traffic discipline. Okay, so traffic flow. Okay, next is the carriageway marking. There are several marking which is included in the carriageway marking, which is the center line marking, side marking, parking marking, or we could say that the pedestrian marking, that kind of the marking which is provided on carriageway marking. Okay, which is actually when the driver is traveling from that, the carriageway marking is important when he must to stop or reduce the speed, or when he has to be don't have to change the lane or many point. Object marking, if there are some object near to the adjacent to the road or near to the road, it must be marked to avoid the collision. Like we could say that tree, most of time the roadside trees are painted by brown and white, black and white, that kind of the color on their portion, bottom portion. Okay, because it is important to at the night, in the day it is able to visible, but in the night it is not able to visible, so that when driver is trying to overtake the vehicle, or when driver is trying to stop the vehicle, it must to be seen in the, even the dark, so that the objects like trees or what we can say in the hilly areas, the huge rocks are painted by white color or yellow color, or some message was provided on the rock. The major reason is to make it visible, not for the advertisement or even reflector markings. Some reflector markings which are provided on the ground to provide the information regarding the age of the road. Most of time when the road is lifted up or elevated, in that situation to provide the shoulder and much more area is not possible, so that the barriers is provided. Even in the daytime it is what we can say, it is visible, but in the night time it is not visible, so that the reflector markings are provided at the edge of that particular road or elevated road or bridge, etc., so that it will be visible in the night, or in the collision or another unexpected things will not be happen. So this is it. This was the part. Okay, for today. In the next lecture we will discuss all these types of the marking. Okay, what is the significance of that particular each marking, and we will see in the next video. Okay, so thank you for watching the video.